Alright, let's get it going. Let's get it going. Hello everybody, welcome to another stream. For some reason I'm moving all crazy like this, but this is my life now. I'm Shino the Penguin. We're playing some Umamusume. Same as usual. Every Saturday, nothing changes. Nothing changes in my life. It's a really sad thing to say. Not really. It's actually also a very false thing to say. But hope everyone's having a good Saturday. I made some questionable life decisions to get to where I am right now, and I'll talk about that later. But since there's nothing really going on too much on the JP side and the EN side for that matter, I think today's going to be a very, very casual stream. I was thinking of maybe doing making some stadium team trial Umas, but then I realized that the Uma or the new scenario starts tomorrow, I think, according to my calculations. So I don't know if that's the best idea, but I figure I might as well, just because really I don't have that much to do. But I might just maybe get some Bukador runs in, maybe get some because my long team for my CM is not too good, or sorry, that's my long Umas for my stadium team are not too good. So I figured why not do that. So I think that's the plan for today. It's probably going to be a pretty short stream. I do want to get to at least 2 hours so that we hit 8 o'clock and we can watch the final for the CM, which should be starting in about that time. So we'll try and get to that point, but I think it's not probably going to be any longer than like 2.5 hours-ish. So just a heads up on that end. So with that being said, let's dive right into it. And we'll get the show on the road. What the hell? Okay, that was a very interesting sound to just dive right into. Thanks, Speh. Okay. Right, so yeah, you can see it's currently matching. Got an hour. And if I go to the stadium team, which I was talking about, I don't have a very good long team. You can see, everything else is pretty decent, but then, I got my 2 members here that are low UAs. So I figured that might be a good kind of opportunity for me to be able to kind of rebuild them, especially since I think I have a pretty good shot at doing so. So I might do that. I might do some Bukador, maybe replace some of these members here. So let's get that going. Oops, nope. Sorry, I was doing Ines fan runs before this. Okay, so let me think. I mean, who do I want to go for? I mean, if we're doing long, if I want to go meta, there's meta characters, but we're not doing meta characters. We're doing favorite characters because it's my stadium team, and I know that I have this creature as a potential option. She just doesn't have really that good of a kit. Let me think here. I have other creatures. You saw I had Sakura Laurel. I had Wind Variation. I think I'll keep Laurel as an option. You also saw I had Tannhäuser in there. I might do Tannhäuser, Laurel, just all backliners. Oops, all backliners. And then that might be the play. I could also do Oguri. Do I have an Oguri? Hold on, let me check my stadium. I forgot what my stadium team is. Do I have an Oguri? That's the question. I do. She's on the bottom there, but she is there. Okay. Let me think. Also, why am I so... Here we go. Hold on, let me adjust myself accordingly, the camera position. Okay. There we go. Right, okay. Huh? Okay, there we go. Alright, let's start with... Let me think... Why am I default leaning, though? That is kind of... Like one extreme or the other. Okay, hold on. Let me try and be as normal as possible. Let me get in the actually good position. Let me actually sit my posture correctly. That might be a good thing. Okay, hopefully I am able to stay still there. Let's do... I mean, Boucador was one I wanted to do initially, I think last week, was it? Or 2 weeks ago? But I ended up just doing all Aruvu runs. We can get to it eventually. But let me prioritize building long Umas. I know also another one is, this one. But let's do Laurel. That's probably fine. Wait, let me think here. Maybe not Tannhäuser. I definitely probably have somebody that is a better suited, that has a lot more long attributes. I know I do. I know I have better longs than that. I guess the other options, I can also just borrow somebody as a parent, but I don't really want to use my borrows. Not that I'm probably going to be doing any training, to be honest, that requires borrowing parents, so maybe I could be fine with that. Isn't this one have... No. Okay, well, actually, that's alright. Let me see who we got for parents, I guess. Any good long parents here? Commander Special Week. Miles. Oh, that's just Miles. That's not what I want. That's a whole bunch of baloney. This is the same... Is this the same person? Hold on. No, it's two different trainers, yet they have the exact same pink aptitudes. How is that? That's actually kind of funny. Alright, long. It's not great. If I was gonna borrow a parent, I might as well get somebody that has all longs. Yeah, it's long. Okay. Yeah, I guess that's fine. I know Fuji's not exactly a backliner, but that's fine. Oh, because I'm oh, wait. I'm already borrowing somebody. Ah. I forgot that's not my parent. I don't know why I thought that gold ship was my parent. Okay, hold on. Then in that case, replace Fuji with the, what was that? That's the Saiyan Sky that I had? I think that's where it was. Where are you? This for now. Let me see if I have any other better options. Scrolling. Taishin? No. Oh, wait, actually, that is better. Let's go Taishin. Okay. And then, she is that one. Yeah, well, hold on. There's a better option. Wait, no there isn't. If I'm building a long auto, it's not gonna help me. Yeah, that's probably fine. So, let's get it done. I think this is I haven't streamed since the last Poca Live came out, so obviously there's been a bit more news on stuff. Namely, they've announced the new characters, the new support cards, all that stuff. They haven't really made any announcements for what is happening. Oh, a drop? Yeah, I did notice that there is a drop available for this game, but it seems to only be the Taiwanese version? Question mark. It's not this version or the English version for that matter. So not applicable to my situation. But I guess you can get that if you're in that version. So cool. That's cool, I guess. But I don't know. But yeah, they haven't announced anything for. Oh, I should turn that off. I should turn that off because I'm not going to be doing any of that. Okay. They haven't announced dates, obviously, for the 7th live, which is fine. I just hope they do it sooner rather than later because I really do want to know when it's specific dates they're coming to LA. Because they explicitly said, right, that it's coming to LA first for the tour, so at least we know that much, but that's still, that could be anywhere from like, oh, it's happening in 2 months to, oh, it's happening next year, you know, I don't know, so it's kind of hard to say. But I think, other than that, let me think, there was also, you know, the previews for the ramen scenario, been seeing a lot about that, and from what like I said earlier, I think it should be coming out tomorrow, according to my calculations, so if my math's correct. So, if that is the case, I might do a kind of a later stream on, well, shoot, I don't know if Because that's the thing, right? If it's gonna happen tomorrow, it's gonna start 8 p.m. And I don't know... I guess I can do a really short stream. Yeah, I'll have to think about it, but like, even if it does happen tomorrow, maybe I might save... Well, shoot, here's the thing about that, is if I save it for a later date, like I said, I'm not going to be able to stream this week, so... Really at a bit of a pickle here. There's AX coming up and all that. So... I have to think. I mean, I guess I can do a good old rare Monday stream. Monday or Tuesday. That's always an option. You know, special exception sort of thing. So, maybe I might just do that. That might be the play. Because I don't know if doing it on Sunday is necessarily the bestest idea. And to be honest, I don't think I'll really have time. Or I shouldn't say won't have time, but I can hold off for like one day as to like kind of initial impressions of the scenario, playing the scenario, all that stuff. So I think maybe I'm starting. Basically, what I'm doing is I'm just talking myself into saying, "Oh, let's just do a Monday stream." So I will, I guess, think about it more and confirm later, maybe today. So after the stream's over, so look out for that. But again, all contingent on whether it even is happening on Sunday. I'm pretty sure it is. I don't know why I'm doubting myself so much about this, but I have been burned before with this kind of stuff, so I'm not going to be 100% like, oh yes, it's happening tomorrow. We must do stream. For all we know, it could happen in Monday, and then I'd have to push off until Tuesday, that kind of thing. So TBD on that, basically. But the other thing that I found kind of funny, or not funny, but the other thing that was of note was out of the support cards that are coming out in the near future, is that Meisho Doto stamina card is looking like it's going to kind of dethrone Shakur for like the general use stamina card that you need. And from what I saw, apparently the horseshoe mascot that everyone hates recommended that the deck that people use is 2 speed, 2 stamina, 1 wits, and then like I guess the friend card. Or 2 speed, 1 stamina, 1 power, 1 wits, and then the support card. So that's kind of interesting. I don't know whether that was specifically entailed for the upcoming CM, which I know is a really long CM, it's 3,600 meters. So I'm not sure whether it's for that or for general use, but either way, that is kind of interesting, seeing that, you know, we're going to need a lot more stamina cards. So it's like basically like, oh, pull for Meisho Doto. It's like, okay, well, I guess I might as well anyway. I mean, they're going to give out free pulls. I mean, I think they've already said they're giving out 80 free pulls for that, so of course I'm going to do it, and I'm probably going to have... And I think with the character not being a new character, it's just the, what is it, the alternate, the NTR, Top Road. So with that news, I can at least save my, 21,000 gems, and maybe use that towards the support side. That might have to be the play. I'm trying to remember if there was anything else like kind of notable from the Pocket Live other than that. I guess figure news, but I think it was like, what was it? It was a Dial with Scarlet and oh, who was the other one? It was another one, but I didn't care either way about either of them, so I was like, yeah, I'll save my money. And even if it was characters I like, I'm pretty strict when it comes to getting figures, because for me, if the face or like if there's something about the figure that just looks off, I'm just like, I cannot get it, because otherwise it's just going to bother me. And the fact that how expensive figures are nowadays, between, you know, the base cost rising and then the shipping just being an absolute nightmare, it's like you kind of have to really, really love what the figure looks like. If there's even one small nitpick that you have for it, it's just like, nope, I'm not getting that. I think an example of that is for Gakuen Automaster, Temari, her initial, I guess, sort of outfit per se. The Luna Say Maybe stage outfit, that did get a figure, but I didn't get it because the pose was so bad. Like, I really wish they used the default pose that the card has, because that's badass. It's like she's like, I don't know how to describe it. It's like it's like kind of, it's not mic drop, but it's like she's holding the mic, like kind of all like cool, like she's like staring off into space, like, oh man, this is awesome. And then for some reason they use some weird kind of generic-y, I shouldn't say generic-y, but like they used a not as cool pose for the figure. So I was like, well, I guess I'm not getting this, despite the fact that I have like 2 Ume figures, 1 Saki figure, and like I did get the Temari I say this in quotation, school uniform figure. I did get that, and that's the newest one that's come to my collection so far. If I'm thinking right now, what do I have for pre-orders? Because that's always the thing with figures. It's well, maybe not always, but most of the time when I order, it's a pre-order sort of situation. I guess Dansu's coming. I mean, that Dansu Flame figure was just barely good enough for me to pass. I think the fact that she's my second favorite character really helps. If she wasn't that, I probably wouldn't have gotten it, but the fact that she is one of my favorite characters was like, oh, I have to get this unless it's terrible looking. And it's alright. I wouldn't say it's amazing looking, to be quite honest, but it's nice, you know. It's got the nice pose. We always love some nice poses, so always down for that. So I'm excited whenever she comes out, which I think is later this year, like way later this year. So that's usually how it is for figures, though. You know, you just gotta wait months and months and months, and then you get the shipping notification months later. I know for me, when I usually order from Ami, so usually you don't have to pay until they're ready to ship, and then it's like, oh, it's ready to ship, here you go, and then you get an invoice for like tens of thousands of yen, and you're like, oh, ho, my money, okay, goodbye. But that's fine. I don't usually get that many figures in the first place, so I know that like I've said before, I have a lot of hobbies that are very big money sinks between mechanical keyboards, between figures, gachas. I don't even think gachas should count as a hobby, to be honest. That's probably not a good thing to say. And I say that as in, like, I don't spend that much money on this game, or even Gakumas. I think if we don't count the monthly premium stuffs from those games, I don't think I've spent any money on, like, jewels / carrots in, like, honestly, more than a month. Well, when was the last time? Gakumas, it's definitely been months. This game, I want to say it's been at least 2 months, maybe? Definitely has been more than a month, so. And that's good, because don't spend your money on gacha games, kids. Don't get sunk into the sunk cost fallacy that is this game. Leave while you can, everybody. Leave while you can. Nah, but it's just accepting the limits. Like, for example, on the EN side, I definitely have not spent money in that game in months. In fact, I don't think I've spent money period in that game now that if I really think about it. No, I think I initially spent money like the first month for some of the kind of the promotional stuff, like promotional, like kind of a carrot, not giveaway per se, but like kind of the bonuses and the stuff that they were giving. But other than that, I have not spent any money on that game, mainly because I spend way too much money on this part of the game, the Japanese game. I'm like, nah, I can't be repeating my mistakes, you know. That's why I take the English side a lot more casually. So we'll just take it from and you know, I'm slowly saving up my carrots for whoever comes next, and I don't really know. I should know, but I'm not keeping too close of a tabs on it. In fact, I think the last 2 CMs I have not even competed in, because I just am like, I can't make good enough Umas anyway. And yeah, I guess I could participate and get like some rewards, but it's just like, it's even that's a little too much effort to have to go through all the screens and stuff, if I have to be completely honest. Like, if you've been watching me, you know how lazy I am with that kind of stuff, so yeah, I was just like, nah, I'll just live. I'll wait until Grand Live comes, which is hopefully soon. I think within the next month or so, next few weeks. I'm hoping that it comes soon because like I mentioned before, I did sign up for the off-Kai Uma kind of esports competition, and I do not have any good support cards for that for the current scenario. I'm kind of hoping that the Grand Life scenario comes soon so I can train that, and then I can actually have a competing chance, because right now there is no way with the given cards that I have, with the given everything, it's not going to happen, so just gotta hope that Grand Live comes sooner rather than later, which I hope it does. I don't know, we'll see. I really hope it's within this month, because if it isn't, it's Jover. It's very Jover, y'all. Speaking of off-Kai, one of the things, and I guess this goes into the thing I was talking about earlier this stream of me making questionable life decisions, was one of the things that I was kind of brought up to me was it would be nice to kind of have business cards. I know that a lot of people kind of have business cards, just kind of give to people. It's like, hey, this is what I do, that kind of thing. Have like social links available. Even for somebody like me who has like nobody watching, pretty much. I shouldn't say that. That's rude for some of y'all who might be watching right now. But for somebody who has kind of a smaller audience per se, I thought initially like, oh, it's not even going to be that useful, whatever. But I came across a tweet or post or something. I don't remember where exactly I saw it. But they were like, yeah, wait, you know, you may think if you're like a small VTuber, it's like, oh, like this is not going to be useful for me, I shouldn't do this. But no, it's actually very useful, because then you can kind of get yourself out there and be able to kind of have a quick way of being like, oh, this is who I am, and just give it, instead of having to fumble around and be like, oh, well, this is mine, and then just like have to waste time with that. And I thought that was a really good point. So I spent a lot of hours after yesterday's stream, and I know I think I ended yesterday relatively early, but even then I think I spent like a couple hours between designing in Photoshop, like kind of figuring out all that stuff, and so I have my very own business card. So I actually ordered that. They'll be coming, I think, in a week, in 2 weeks, so excited to see how that goes. I did think maybe I got too many, but I'd rather get more than, you know, have a shortage for that kind of thing. So we'll see if I even give away any of them. I kind of maybe was overzealous. I think I stayed up until like 3 a.m. designing and like kind of doing all the final touches for that. It's nothing too special. Initially, I wanted to create something that looked like the trainer card in Uma, just be like, oh, look, you know, because I mostly play Uma on streams and stuff, I'd like to say, so just wanted to kind of emphasize that portion of me. But then I realized I was cramming way too much information into kind of what's going to end up being like a 2-inch by 3 point, like, what was it, like, yeah, 3.5 by like 2-inch piece of paper, that it's going to be kind of small to actually read that. So I kind of had to start over, and I created something that was a bit more simple, but it still has a little bit of the touch of the Uma for those of you, for those who are in the know per se. Let me pull up the design actually, because I know you may be curious. Let me It's nothing amazing, to be honest. Like, my graphic design skills are not that great, but you know, it's something. And I like it, so and okay. Desktop. Okay. So this is the front side, and okay, I'm explicitly like, you know, it's gonna be like probably like this small, right? So if you can still kind of legibly read it from this viewpoint, that's good, and that's why I kind of because initially, let's shoot, should I pull up the initial one? Do I even have it? I think it's Photoshop file, so maybe not. But yeah, this is the front side. You know, name. I got the title here. Ines Fujin expert. You know, just gotta make that note there. I think that's very important information to know. You know what I do, me, and then the back side is this has the QR code. Somebody can go scan in and be like, hey, you know, like I made a little card site for myself with all my links. And then you got the things here. So You know, that's very simple. You may be thinking, man, that took you 4 hours, and the answer is not really, because a majority of that was actually kind of spent doing the Uma stuff. That card design probably took like maybe hour, 2 hours. But it was really just me kind of nitpicking like a lot of stuff, like just being like, oh, you know, like how big do I want the font, where do I want the font, where do I want me, what information do I want to include, and all that kind of stuff there. So it was just a lot of kind of going back and forth, making very, very small changes. But in the end, it was pretty fun, so I'm excited to see how they look. I did opt for kind of a little bit more of a higher quality, per se, card, instead of the kind of the default matte, or like the, excuse me, the glossy ones. I went for ones that are more soft touch or whatever. I think that's what they were called. So we'll see how they end up. I'm very excited to see how they are, and it'll be kind of cool. And then, you know, I'll bring a stock to San Jose when I go up to Offkai, and then be able to kind of have that available and ready for people. Be like, hey, I VTube, here's my card. Hit me up, yo. Oh, you know what? I should have. Nah, I was like, maybe I should include my email address too. But maybe that may not be the best option. I should include that in my card, actually. Hold on, let me make a note of that before I forget. Yeah, that would be good to have, because I'm sure maybe if anybody wants to contact me, add email to card website. Just adding a note for myself. Okay, but yeah, that was the reason why I made such poor life decisions. And that may be why I kind of am a bit more low energy, because I didn't get that much sleep. I did get still a good amount of sleep. Granted, I think I slept at like 4 a.m. yesterday, so not the best life decisions. But that's okay. I'll make it up today. Or that's what I tell myself, but I really should make it up today, because I do not want to have to wake up early tomorrow for Monday and have to drive into the office being all like half dead, zombified. Let's hope that doesn't happen. Oh, thank goodness that was the... Okay, I will say, and we haven't even talked about the run yet, this run has been decently good so far. I have... Did I get... Hold on, did I get S? I did not get S long. Okay, I did not get the slong. Slong was not a thing. Let me big think here. And I did get 455, so that's good. Let's just do that. Okay. I was like, maybe I should just do training and then that, but probably not. It's fine. Oh, well, that's not ideal. Why you gotta be so mad? You know, it's funny I'm doing Sakura Laurel right now, because I know the Star Blossom manga is happening, and it's been slowly being translated, and I know there's been some... I know the translation hasn't caught up to that scene. If you know what I'm talking about, I'm not going to go too deeply into details because of spoilers, but yeah, that scene. So... And I did see, what was it, like, snippets of that chapter, and previews and stuff, and I was like, oh shit is about to go very, very wrong. So, very interested to see how it gets there, because I think right now, what chapter is it on the scanlation? I think it's like 57, so... Still has a little bit of catching up to do, but I don't blame them. You know, I'm not the one to be like, oh, you need to, you providing me free entertainment, you need to give me this now or else I'll complain. How could you do this? It's like, it's just people doing it for the passion, you know? Like, don't have to be so entitled for that shit. Like, there's people, I always feel bad whenever it's like, you know, it's like scandulators and stuff get all these comments from people being like, oh, why aren't you doing this quicker? Why can't you give me this content now? What's wrong with you? And just all the complaints there. And it's like, y'all, they're doing this for free for the not the entertainment, for the benefit of everyone. And so maybe it would be a little bit more generous with how long it takes some of them to do that. Because I know the Cinderella Grey translation team, I feel bad for them because there's the, technically there are all the chapters, and that one is completed, but technically all the chapters there are translated, and I say that very loosely because some douche decided to machine translate kind of the rest of the chapters that the Scanulation team didn't do, because they were admittedly being a bit slow-ish, but like that's understandable because of life circumstances and stuff, that they're kind of really behind. But the guy, yeah, just like went through, machine translated all the remaining chapters, and then it's like, okay, great, technically done, but like at what cost? And credit to the translation team, or scanlation team, they're still doing scanlations anyway, so I'm just kind of patiently waiting. I haven't read the machine translated chapters because I don't want to ruin my experience doing that, so I'm just waiting, patiently waiting until we get to the actual good quality stuff. Yeah, that's always just a really unfortunate part of kind of that sort of fan translation stuff, is like all the people like sniping and like kind of like being like, oh, well, they're taking too long, let me do my own translations, only to do them a lot more low quality between like the typesetting and the translations and stuff. And it's just like, it sucks too, because then it's just like you make that available and now people are just gonna go to that one instead, and that's gonna make make the scanulators less motivated to actually continue, and then they quit, and then it's just like, well, now nobody's doing it. Now look what you did. Now it's a void of nobody doing anything. So thanks, I guess. Oh, this is not good. I don't want to do the dreams this early, and I don't want to waste my train or my date event. So let's just do that. And I still don't want to do date event here. Okay, that's a little bit better. Hey Gabe, what's up? Good seeing you. Just casually umaing, kind of in a weird state where the new scenario is about to start soon, and there's not really that much going on the CM sides, so I'm just kind of building out my stadium team, which is kind of weird considering, like I said, the new scenario is coming. But it's just kind of, you know, last day of Beyond Dreams, just kind of reminiscing about what the scenario is like. And also because my long team is really just that bad that even anything like mid UA is going to be an improvement. So I figure I might as well do this, because it's even then still going to take a couple of days to figure out what the heck's going on with the ramen scenario. So we'll just we'll figure that out. I don't need healing. Let's see. Where do I want to go here? I don't know. None of these are good. I don't like any of you. Probably this one. Just came back from an Uma meetup and the first time at a racetrack. Oh yeah, I did see the I did see posts about that, like at the Pacific Northwest thing or whatever. Yeah, that was pretty interesting. That's a fun time. Nice. How was that? No, when I was at the one at Santa Anita, it was kind of nice being able to see all the different people there. You know, there's cosplayers and just like general fans, and it's just kind of nice to be able to, just kind of nice to be around people, even if you're like not, even if you're not like socially interacting. It's just nice to be in that kind of environment. Yeah, social anxiety be damned. I barely talk to anyone. That's relatable. I feel that. I think I was the same way when I was at Santa Anita, because I was like, oh, there's all these fans, and I was just standing around, just watching the races, and just like looking at the cosplays and be like, ah, yes, that's cool. I know one of my friends was, like, they do a lot of Uma cosplays, and I think they were there, but they arrived really late, so we didn't get to meet up that day, unfortunately. But I was kind of hoping that they would be there just so that they can act as a conduit between like me and the other people, and then so I can meet people that way. That's sometimes usually how that works for me, low-key. But unfortunately, I was just kind of walking around all awkwardly being like, ah, yes. And I wasn't even into cosplay that day, because this was way back, like, last November, I think. So this was, like, when I was just starting to get into the area, is another thing, so it was, it was just me kind of being like, oh, yeah, this is Santa Anita, this is cool, I haven't been around this area. This is kind of also that thing as well. So like I said, it's still kind of it's still kind of fun being in that environment. Like even if you're not like actually like interacting with people, I think it's just kind of fun. And also the horse racing too, because I'm sure being at the racetrack, there's definitely also races. So unless I don't know, if I shouldn't assume there were races. I'm assuming there were races, but it's just kind of it's fun stuff there. I should probably do a date event, which is my last one there. I just didn't know who to fit into a group combo, but it was fun nevertheless. Yeah, it's that's what I was saying. There's also corgi races. Let me post some videos. Oh, the corgi races, yeah. I know. What was it that was? I think I remember seeing those. It's like halftime shows for like a lot of like sporting events. I think I've seen those kinds of things. Those are always fun. Yeah, it's just like. Oh, I need to do dreams. Those are hilarious. Those and like the baby races, although the corgi races I think are a little bit more fun. But all of those kinds of stuff that happens at like half times and stuff, it's always just like, oh, nice little entertainment. Or like I remember there's also sometimes when it's like kind of when you're at like, I don't know, it depends on like different sporting events, but like I feel like it's generally the same for all of them. Well, maybe not baseball, but like I've seen it in like soccer, I've seen it in football, American football. I've seen it in basketball where, like, in halftime shows, they would, or, like, during halftime or something, they would, like, bring in, like, little kids and, like, the teams, and they would be doing their own kind of sports things. Those are always kind of fun, and I actually remember I participated in one of those back when I was a kid. Granted, I think it was for my local college's softball team or whatever, so not big scale or anything, but it was still kind of like, oh yeah, they just had this little kids go out in the softball field and just kind of pretend play, like, or not pretend play per se, but like play soccer games and stuff. So I don't have much memories of that, but I do slightly remember it. So it's tis what it is. There's also there was a horse named Cause for Divorce. Oh, the horse names are hilarious. I always love the names they come up for that stuff. When I went to Santa Anita, I remember there was a horse called Acknowledge Me Please, and that was all one word, Acknowledge Me Please, and then the please is PLS, I think, or PLZ. It's just like, what a great name, and so I had to cheer for him, and I think he actually won, so that was pretty fun. I don't remember if there were any other notable names. I think there was one like named Neko, which is kind of funny considering, horse, but when you have all the amounts of horses you have, it's kind of hard to really come up. Well, yeah, you just gotta come up with a lot of names, I think. Okay, I did not get 455, or sorry, not 455, but 758 or 858. I did not get that, but that's okay. We don't need that here. And how are we doing on stats? Not amazingly, but that's okay. Oh yeah, let me open those in a new tab. Is that gonna... Oh no, okay. Oh wow, they're doing it on the... That's funny, they're doing it on the field. Wow, those corgis are actually pretty fast. And then some of them just don't care. That's funny. Ah, that's good. Yeah, I love the corgi races because it's like, some of the dogs don't even give a shit, and they're just like, oh yeah, let me not do anything. And then some of them are actually trying. Yeah, look at those two back there. Oh, that didn't even cross the finish line. Oh, there we go. Okay, nice. That's cute. Yeah, that's cute. I like that. How do I get notifications? Oh. Yeah, apparently, like I said earlier this stream, apparently there's drops going on for Uma, but I think it's for the Taiwanese version, or whatever, Chinese Taiwanese, so not applicable to anybody really, unless you play that game, unless you play that version. But guess you can get drop. I guess you can get drops, so that's cool. I guess maybe one day they might do something for the EN side. I don't think they've ever done anything for the JP side. I think it's only been for the Taiwanese version, but yeah, I wish. I think they're also giving out carrots too, for these drops. Oh well. What do we got? Let's go. Okay. Ooh, no, we can do better than that. I'm scared for CM. They're recommending 2 stamina decks. Yeah, I mean, it's a 3,600 meter. Yeah, hey, Symboli, what's up? Yeah, GC the distance 3,600 meters. Yeah, I mean, that is fair. I was talking about it earlier this stream. I think those recommendations... I thought at first those were recommendations for, like, general for the new ramen scenario, but I think, yeah, that's just for the current CM, so, which makes sense, because you're gonna need a lot of stamina. But it is also kind of funny, yeah, Airship Core can finally retire. You say that, but, you know, if we're gonna do 2 stamina, you're gonna need her with the Doto card, so... Not exactly, but I guess in normal situations, yes, you can probably just use the Doto card instead. Which, oh man, it's good luck with our pulls there, because I always hate pulling for support cards. I was about to say stamina cards, but honestly, just support cards. Because of the whole thing of having to do more than 1 copy. That's one of my biggest gripes with this game, is the fact that you have to get multiple copies. I mean, sometimes it's not the case. I mean, the example is like, what's her face? Bukador. Bukador's stamina card, I think, is actually decent with just the 1 copy. But generally speaking, you need max for a lot of cards for them to be useful. 2 degrees. I'm broke, but I got 2 crystals. Yeah, how many? Do I have crystals? I don't think... I have crystals on the EN side. I have 2, but I don't have any on the JP side because I've used them all in situations because I have a lot of support cards that need a limit break-in, but I've not been very lucky in actually being able to pull for any of them. Should be ammo. Okay. Honestly, this has not been that bad of a run. Question mark. Definitely needs a lot more wits. That's fine. Okay. But this is very casual. We're casually gaming here. Very, don't care too much about what happens here. If I get something, that'd be nice, but I think I can already tell this is definitely going to be better than what I have for my stadium team right now, so that's really the main goal, is to just get something better. And then once I understand the ramen scenario, I'm pretty sure that's going to top what we have right now, so then I have to rebuild everything else from scratch. And that's just the, that's the cycle. That's how it always works. Oh, everyone's in their own... Wow, words. Everyone's in their own race. Isn't that nice? It helps when you have Machan. It helps when you have a Marsh, because she's like the only one who races distaff, whereas you have like Espo and... You have Espo and the Ebayan who does the classic, and then the other 2 do the Phillies and Mare Turf, so it's kind of harder. I didn't think much of Bouquet card before, but then noticed everyone was using it. Now I understand why people use it. I mean, yeah, when you don't need that many copies and it's usable, it's like, yeah, you know, I might as well. Like, even me, I only have one copy, and I'm like, yeah, I can use it. In situations. Granted, most of the time you still probably want to use the Shakur card anyway, but, you know, hyper-specific if you're building a Pace Chaser, that's understandable. Been watching the new ramen scenario animations, and I'm so excited some of the animations look character unique. Can't wait to see Shuval cook. I am excited because I've mentioned before that my favorite scenario is the cooking scenario, only for, visually speaking, not like gameplay-wise. I don't know. I have to think what gameplay-wise I enjoyed the most, but in terms of like kind of overall presentation, I really like the cooking scenario between all the chibis and the unique animations and all the fun stuff there, so I'm hoping that the ramen scenario has a little bit more of that, and I have also been seeing a lot of the kind of the posts on Twitter and stuff about like the kind of the previews, and it does look pretty cute, so I'm looking forward to that. What I'm not looking forward to is not knowing what the hell I'm going to be doing, and that's in that scenario for the first few days. And I did mention it earlier this stream that I'm probably not going to stream tomorrow because that's going to be pretty late, but I might do a rare Monday stream, and I can hold off on not having to, like, you know, play. I'll save my first impressions or first runs of the scenario until then. But we can do a rare Monday, especially since I'm not going to be streaming for most of next week, given that AX is happening. So that's the situation, at least it seems like. And I do want to give myself some time, because if I do it tomorrow when it comes out, I'm going to be I'm not going to have that much time to be able to do it, given that it's going to be coming out like 8 p.m. my time. So I do want to give myself ample time to be able to do it. I did not get many skills, huh? I'm just noticing that now. I still have 900 something points. I can poke the chibi, it's so fun. Yeah, exactly. I love chibis, you know? Yeah, that is the cookie scenario. I was gonna say the farm where you can like kind of tap them and stuff. That is that scenario. There's that, but also, and now I'm just gonna use them for stupid stuff. But like all the kind of little loading stuff and all that stuff with the chibis, I'm like, I love that as well. So that was also really fun. Okay, sure, whatever. Good enough. Good enough for me. I just realized I have Adventure 564, so I actually could have just taken the... Well, actually, that applies to gold skills. Yeah, whatever. That still works. Okay, bam, bam. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. That is a UA9. Oh, that is 100% way better than what I have right now. Very good. Not a US, but we will still take it because that is, yep, by far better. I do love the fact that I'm rebuilding my stadium team a day before the actual new scenario comes out. But I don't have anything really else to do. Oops, that's not the right button. Because I can't even rebuild my CM team right now because it's too late, because the matching is about to happen in an hour, or the things are happening in an hour anyway, so kind of too late on that front, but that's okay. Where are you? There you are. Okay. Oh, hell yeah, and I ranked up too. That... Ooh, yay, 500 carrots. There we go. Easiest way to get carrots, honestly. Especially since, you see I have this UA2 friggin' Shion that I can definitely improve on. Kind of same with that Tannhäuser too. Maybe I might do that. And I do want to do a bouquet run at some point also. So let's transition over to Tannhäuser. I'm probably gonna keep my same. Probably gonna do the same build with the support cards and all that. So that makes it pretty easy. So casual outfits are coming global. They are. I did see that. Unfortunately, it is kind of it's a slow-ish rollout first, but it does get kind of pick up, so that'll be kind of fun, you know. Finally get our characters up. The max is at 10 anymore for the for their affection. Okay, hold on. Tannhäuser is probably more down here. I don't know why I scroll so far up. Tannhäuser, there she is. Okay, that's right. No, it isn't. That's not right at all. Where is it? I forgot to do my CM runs and didn't qualify for finals. Ah, that's rip. Yeah, I got really close to getting to A finals. I think there was a run on the first day when I got like 2 wins, 2 wins, 2 wins, 2 wins, and I'm just like, oh my god, are you kidding me? On the bright side, that does give me hope that I'll be able to have a good chance of winning B finals. And really, at the end of the day, I think that's honestly a little bit better for me. I know that's kind of copium to say because, you know, better rewards on the A finals, even if you only get third. But I just want to see my my Uma perform in Miss Victoria. That's more reward than anything. So, really, who's the winner there? Who did I did Taishin. Okay, yeah. So, But we will see in approximately in an hour. We will see if whether or not I actually do. Wouldn't it be kind of embarrassing if I don't even get first? Well, I guess we'll just have to see whether RNG blesses me with my opponents, really, at the end of the day. I swear, if I get if both of my opponents have, like, an almond eye, I'm gonna freaking throw my phone out the window. The amount of almond eyes that I saw during my CM runs is abhorrent. Such a meta... These trainers and their meta ways, being all meta slaves, shaking my head. I say that as if I'm also not really privy to that. I mean... I bring Ines, who is definitely not meta, but, you know, my other two characters were Still and Aruvu. Both of whom were kind of meta. Granted, I could have also just gone the route and just done Almond Eye as well, considering I have her. But I kind of want to go for some of my favorite characters, you know? So that was my... maybe not favorite characters per se, but, like, kind of funny team builds, because I think it's just kind of funny having, like, Aruvu and Still being the same team, and then Ines has to act as kind of the mediator between the two. I just like to think of, like, kind of what that would look like if that was actually the team, like, an actual team in, like, maybe not real life per se, but, like, in you know, like a what if sort of situation. There we go. The non-meta character needs to work twice as hard. Yeah, that's the pain of it, but also it also really pays off when you do pull off a win against, like, kind of those meta characters. Like, I remember I actually did get a few wins with Ines. I did not expect her to get any wins, to be quite honest, but she actually did pull off a win, and I think she did one against Almond Eye, and that's a 7% failure rate. Are you kidding me, Tannhäuser? But that was really satisfying to see whenever that did happen. So, but unfortunately, that was unfortunately, yeah, you really do need to have a perfect build if you want to have a chance of competing against the whales, and two, the whales who use all the meta cards and the meta support cards and the meta characters. How fun is that? That's not fun at all. It's boring. I say as I have Almond Eye support card right there. But she's not 100% meta now, so it's fine, you know? So. I don't have the date event, right? No, okay. That's not good. We're not in a good situation right now. I'm just talking about how Yonko is not even close to getting that friendship rainbow fun times. Oh, there we go. Okay. Ah, well. Can't get them all. I got mogged by an Oshi runner, and not just someone running the V Sisters. I felt like a fraud when I lost. Oh, big oof. It's I did actually see somebody in one of my CM runs with Ines. Granted, I think it was the Island Ines, but I was actually really surprised when I saw somebody else with an Ines competing, and I was like, oh my god, you fellow Ines fan? That's crazy. Amazing. How crazy is that? Damn, when it's just all V Sisters, that's and you lose them, that's kind of big rip. But hey, yeah, more motivation to get good. Get good. That's a really bad way of putting it, but you probably know what I mean. I got crapped on by both my club leader because I didn't have the groove card. I mean, yeah, the groove card is I just think it's really good for that. I mean, obviously, like, it's the support card for, and there she is right there. For betweeners, or sorry, late. I still want to call them betweeners. Betweener, late, whatever you want to call it. Medium. So it's a very hyper-specific situation. So I understand why you don't pull. But I remember, I think when that came out, that was the time that there were a lot of free pulls. So I think that's why I was able to get her to MLB in the first place. But I mean, at least invest in the cards that are kind of more general, like the upcoming Doto card. That makes sense. I feel like just investing in unless you're a Mega Whale, investing in those types of cards is just generally not a good idea, because there's only hyper-specific situations in which they show up. Then again, for medium, I feel like that's kind of a bit more common of a situation. If it's something like a sprint situation, like with what's-her-face, with Aston Machan, the Guts card there, that was probably not a good card to invest in. Speaking of Ines, I cannot find an Ines for my team on Global in the new event. Oh yeah, that is happening in the Global right now. The Uma deck stuff. Man, you should. That's unfortunate, because I think I have her in my team as my leader right now. So anybody who finds me on there, you know, you can use my Ines. But I'm not surprised, considering she's not really that popular. I just want to complete my Uma decks. Like, I have not seen a single Ines, Jordan, or Kawakami as my scout runs. That's hilarious, because I have all three of those characters, and so those are the easiest ones for me to actually be able to get, because I think my Kawakami is actually one of my more powerful characters in my current lineup. And I have Jordan, and I like her as well, so I guess that's good, you know, that I have the rarer characters, so I don't have to struggle to try and find them. But I haven't been really looking too hard at that, so I guess we'll just have to see. We have like about a week for that event, right? So I don't have to rush too much into getting that. And like I said before, I'm generally pretty casual when it comes to the English side, so I think I'm a little bit behind on those runs. But I did do mine today for those, so that at least I got. I do need to be a little bit better about doing some of the EN stuff. Let's see. I have a date event, right? I should maybe use it now. Well, actually, that's pretty good. I was gonna say, that's a 7% training. That's a goddamn 7% failure that I was, like, worried, because if it's gonna happen again, like, there's no way it can happen again. Let's see here. Yeah, no, I should use the, she's being all head. Considering lowering my rank, because in the higher ranks it's all the same meta Umas, there is a bit of a strategy there to, that is one, but the other thing I do, and I'm sure you've already done this, is I just change my leader every time to a unique Uma. And then eventually I'll run out, but I do have a whole roster of characters that I still am able to use. And then filling out the Uma decks also gives bonuses to your stats as well, so I mean, it's kind of a win-win in that situation. But yeah, I mean, that event is, it's very, I do like the fact that it's very casual. Like, you don't have to have, like, the most amazing Umas. Like, you can just steal other people's amazing Umas and totally be fine with it. And filling out the Uma decks is kind of satisfying in its own way, although I think they cannot do this. I don't know if they'll really ever do this event at JP again, considering there's so many Umas now in the roster that I think completing the Uma decks is not worth it at this point. It's like, there's way too many. There's like, I want to say like 100 plus, I think, at this rate, right? In the... Well, let me think, because there's like 140-ish characters. I think out of the ones that... There's only like 12 or so that aren't out, so yeah, it's like 120 plus characters right now. So yeah, no, fuck that. But on the EN side, at least, it's pretty fun, so there's that. How dare they tease that fine motion? Not releasing the Ramen Queen in the ramen event is a crime. I'm sure they're gonna release that alternate costume eventually. I mean, they gotta milk the costumes while they can, considering there's only like I said, like only like 11 characters that aren't trainable. Like they want to be as slow as they can when it comes to kind of releasing characters. I think that's why they initially started with that the top road, and then I don't want to guarantee, but like I would not be surprised if the next similar to how they did it with the island scenario, how the Gold City was the first character to come out. And then I think the next one after that immediately was that Ines that got teased in the scenario. So I'm sure they're probably gonna do the same thing there. That gives them some like leeway, like maybe like a few weeks to kind of use them as the banners instead of a new character. So, whoops. They waiting for everyone to dump into the card banners first. Oh yeah, that's well, I think smart people know to save their carrots because they know that fine motion is coming. Considering one, the patterns, and two, the fact that she was. They teased her in the trailer, so I think it's a pretty safe assumption that she's going to be coming out next. For all 20 fine motion fans out there, no, I'm just kidding. She's not very popular, but I wouldn't say she's unpopular. I feel like she still has her fans. I think most of them are just kind of shipper, or kind of more shippers that ship her with Shakur, but. That's still something, I guess, you know, at least, Personally waiting for rulership and title holder. I'm waiting for a lot of characters. Rulership, yes, being one of them. I think Daring Tact is guaranteed, not guaranteed, but like pretty close to being guaranteed to being the character for the 5.5th anniversary. And then who's to know after that? But yeah, her, Marsh, title holder, I think those are like the top 3 right now. Now that Bukador's out, I think I am happy with her and just kind of been satisfied for the most part. But we'll just release Tackman. Yeah. I love that one comic I saw when Bukador came out. It was just like, oh, Bukador is just kind of like going out the door, the door that appears in the gacha pulling screen, and then like Tact is like in the jail, being like, oh, like days since announcement or whatever, since she was there. It has been a while. But at least you're not a Biko Pegasus fan, and she's been out since like literally like the day the game came out, and I think she came out like the 4th or 3rd anniversary, so it took her a long ass time. And it's a 2-star too, which is kind of, I don't know if that's insulting or if that's a good thing, considering it makes it easier for her dozen fans to get her, but yeah, you know, there's that. Also, with the release of title holder, I truly believe this Christmas event will be the Groovy family with Air Groove and Duramente Christmas alts. That is plausible, considering they've done they did the Stego Christmas event. It's move it on with another family. Yeah, they're really building out the Air Groove family. You know, you between Air Groove, and then there's Duramente, and then you had the in between with Aruvu, and then they released more characters like Kiseki title holder, Kiseki rulership title holder, and it's just like really just kind of trying to build out the families here. I mean, there's a lot of families. I mean, we started with the Mejuro family, we have the Satono clan, we have the there's a whole bunch of stuff. That's generally how racehorsing works anyway, so not surprised about that. I saw that comic too. That's evil. I thought that was hilarious, but yeah, that's kind of unfortunate. Or like there was that one I think I saw where it's like, oh, like, or no, this isn't Daring Tact, but this is kind of related because it was like Contrail will be announced in Pocket Live. It's like it was just crossed off as like 62, 61, 51, and it's just like crossed off. It's like, oh yeah, they'll be released in, he'll be announced in there. And it's like, nope, not yet. Still not confirmed. Maybe one day. Wouldn't that be nice? Oh yeah, Tact made her global appearance in the special week card. I did love the number of people who were asking like, oh, who's this character? Or oh, it's like the people who made the joke of like, oh, it's Daring Tact. That's cool. I hope that she comes out soon. Meanwhile, it's just like, still not even out in JP yet. I'm waiting for all the Kita-san progeny who are going to flood Uma in like 5 years. That's gonna be yeah, I know that's it's gonna be the next family. You know, you wait the 10th anniversary, and it's just like, oh yeah, here's the Kita family. They're probably gonna be a more clever name by the time that comes out, but something like that. the Keatlings. Yeah. Yeah. But I'm just hoping for a more kind of funner nickname, like the Stego clan. Well, I guess that's the Satono clan. Stego clan. The Meijiro family. Those aren't really clever per se, but something. Something. I'm sure somebody smarter than me will come up with something better. Speaking of coming up with something better, what am I doing here? Probably being stupid, that's what I'm doing. Okay. Alright, Tannhäuser, show me what you got. The Keatlings, the festival parade. Yeah, write your suggestions in the chat below and we'll come up with the best name. Like I said, I went to sleep at friggin' 4 AM trying to come up with a business card to give out to people for my VTuber self. And so I don't have any brain cells left because I used them all last night trying to come up with a business card. It's and I spent a majority of that trying to make like a trainer card design, only to realize that's going to be way too small for what the business card size is going to be. So then I had to scrap that idea. But it's on the way in about 2 weeks. Getting ready for another convention. It is kind of crazy, you know. I just realized it recently. It's like, you know, I still am honestly kind of recovering from fanime, more financially so than anything, but like definitely like it's still kind of maybe not living off the high of it per se, but like, oh, it's still kind of fun memories. And then now it's just like, oh, like it felt like it wasn't even that long ago, and now here we go in like about a week. We're gonna be deep into Anime Expo, so, and then after that, in about 2 or 3 weeks after that, it's gonna be Offkai. So, a lot of things I'm gonna have to go through, or I'm going to. It's gonna be kind of fun, but it's the one thing that I maybe should have realized this a lot sooner, but the one thing that I am going to stick to is, one, I'm gonna, instead of because, you know, obviously there's cash or card options for stuff in Artist Alley and stuff, but, you know, if you do card, then you have to pay tax, and so it's a little bit more expensive. And so this year I think I'm gonna, one, you know, have cash, you know, with me, and not use card, and so in that way, one, save money, but also two, stick to a budget. And I think that's the biggest thing, because with Fanime, I was just like, yeah, screw it, I don't care, let me just do everything, you know, do all the stamp rallies. There were like 3 Uma stamp rallies going on in the Artist Alley there, which I don't necessarily regret per se, but calculating the amount of money I spent after the fact was a little bit of a big oof moment, so that's, I think I need to be a bit more selective, because I already saw on Twitter, there are going to be, at least, from what I saw, I've already seen at least 3 stamp rallies for Uma going on, all of which require you to spend like a minimum amount at the given participating booth. So I think I just need to pick and choose at this rate. I think I can't just do all of them, unfortunately. Unfortunately, you know, you know, support your artists and all that, and, you know, you love to kind of do that. But at the end of the day, if I have to be 100% honest, like, supporting artists is good, but when it's like, you know, I get, you know, all the stuff there, and it usually amounts to something like a keychain, or like, it's usually a keychain or like something like that. And then it just comes to the fact that I have all these keychains that are kind of just lying around in like a bag or something. And so it kind of feels like a little bit of a waste there. So in that sense, I think I gotta be a bit more better about, you know, financial stuff, you know, just gotta be a little bit more, think about it a little bit more. It helps that this time with Anime Expo, I don't have to worry about like stuff like hotel costs and like flights, because I live in the area, so I can just take a good old train over there, and that's really nice. God, I love living in LA. Plus the fact that, you know, I live in the area that I can just take a train over to where the Uma live is going to be in about X amount of days or months or weeks or whatever. Probably months, if we have to be honest. Gotta support yourself at first. Yeah, exactly, you know. Much as we love our artists and the times that they go through with this AI BS. you know, and, take care of yourself first. Having said that, I'm still gonna try to participate in a few, and I'm probably gonna, you know, we'll see. Based on the limited amount of, or not limited, but based on the few posts I've been seeing about the artists posting about the stuff that they're bringing to the artist alleys and stuff, for Umas, I have not seen a single one of them with Ines, which is expected. I made a post on Twitter, this is my personal Twitter, that I was just like, yeah, I'm putting the over-under on the number of artists that are going to have Ines stuff at 1.5. And the reason I say 1.5 is because I already know that there's one artist that is going to have Ines stuff, because it's the same artist that I bought a like a small, kind of like a very small sort of phone keychain of back in Anime Los Angeles. And I know they're bringing back their stuff. So in that sense, I'm a little bit biased. So I already know there's one, but I don't know if there's going to be anybody else, to be quite honest. So that's why I'm setting my number at 1.5. So place your bets as to whether or not it's going to be over or under that number. Personally, I think it's going to be under, if I have to be low-key honest. But I would not... I'd be fine being pleasantly surprised at it being over. So we'll just have to see. But I'm excited. I want to go to the concert, but I don't want to drive. Yeah, that's the conundrum. And especially if you're driving, I know... God, the parking situation there is not going to be... Well, I don't think it should be that bad, because it's like downtown. I'm sure there's like tons of parking lots around that area. It's just probably going to cost a lot of money, but yeah, parking... Sometimes parking in this area sometimes is kind of a bitch, low-key. Because I was actually wanted to go hiking today, or like some sort of kind of like outdoorsy activity, because it's actually weather update, by the way. It's very nice weather, and the fire that I was talking about, I think in previous streams, the warehouse fire, it's gone now, so I don't have to worry about breathing in toxic chemicals and stuff. So that's good. And it was also kind of cloudy, which is the best weather for me, low-key, because it's like, then you're not not blinded. You're not dying to the sun's rays and all that stuff, and you don't have to fight for shade. So I really did want to go out and hike and stuff, and specifically there was one hike that I was really looking into that seemed pretty interesting. It's the hike over in what's that area? The not Griffith Park per se, but it's like the area near the Hollywood sign. There's a couple of trails there that I've really been interested in going to, just because not because of the Hollywood sign per se, but because I've heard it has pretty good views, and I guess also because the Hollywood sign is there, so I can be like, oh yeah, I took a picture near it. But I was looking at kind of like, oh, like what the parking situation would look like, and oh my god, first of all, there's no good parking lots anywhere near there, so you have to kind of do residential in the residential streets. But I was reading up on that stuff there, and apparently it's just like, it's absolute hell if you're not parking, if it's parking like on the weekends and stuff, especially if you don't get there early. And I'm like, oh, how early? And it's like, oh, 8 a.m. early. And I'm like, well, considering I'm reading this at like 11 a.m. on a Saturday, I think it's a bit too late for that, but okay. So that was, my plan there was not realized. I probably might go tomorrow. I think my plan was, I think what I concluded was, I'm not going to go today, because there's probably going to be way too many people, because there's probably going to be like, maybe not hundreds, but like dozens of people who have the same idea as me. It's like, oh, it's such great weather, let's go outside to hike, and it's just going to be like so crowded. So I'm thinking, I'm just going to probably sleep early today, wake up early tomorrow, drive over there, try and get some early start, get a nice hike in, and then come back, and it'll be still morning, hopefully. At least that's the plan. Let's see if that actually happens. But that's what I kind of am hoping to do tomorrow. So yeah, fun times in the Southern California area. Should probably catch up on some of this stuff. Yeah. I've not been hydrating. Let's hydrate. Okay. Dreams it up. Yeah. There we go. Okay. I know I didn't get 455, but so far this run hasn't been amazing. But as long as I can get something that is as kind of good as I did last time, that should be an improvement. So, and these are casual runs. We're casually playing while I talk about whatever is going on in the world and life. That's the general point of this stuff. I also do need to clean my apartment. Oh shoot. Oh well, that's awkward. I can't even get 458. That's not ideal. I say I need to clean my apartment because I talked about AX, but I'm actually my friend actually hit me up and was like, "Hey, you mind if I crash at your place?" Because he lives like really far from the convention center, but he lives in this general vicinity, but he doesn't live like very close to kind of the convention center downtown. And I do live not close either, but close enough, I guess. Without trying to be too revealing my location. But yeah, so it's like, okay, sure. And so like got a nice hanging out with the boys. It'll be nice, you know. It's nice to go to conventions with people, you know, with your friends. I found it's also kind of nice, just kind of. I mean, I'm the type of person who does stuff alone a lot of the time. But even I acknowledge that it's kind of nice just to kind of be with friends to do stuff, just because, you know, shared experiences get to, you know, and, you know, as humans, we are naturally social people, even if we are socially anxious and shy and all that stuff and introverted like I am. There's still times I want to interact with people, even if it doesn't mean directly interacting with them. See, my definition of interacting with people sometimes is just being around people, and it's like, ah, yes, I am interacting with you. This is good enough for me. But no, it'd be nice just to kind of be able to do that. And I don't know if he's watching right now, because he does occasionally stop by my streams, so I don't really want to say this out loud, but I mean, on the one hand, that is nice. On the other hand, it does kind of limit me a little bit, because I can't just stay in the area. Because I know there's an event that happens. It's like an unofficial thing for AX. It's like Midnight Mahjong, where they put like a whole bunch of like mahjong tables in like an outdoor area and just kind of play. Like, and this is kind of like, and you can tell by the name, this happens like really late at night. And I was kind of interested in going, despite the fact that I don't play any sort of mahjong, or I don't know how to play mahjong, but just kind of that environment seemed like it'd be kind of fun. But I don't know if that's really the best idea, because I don't want to force my friend to kind of tag along with me in that sense. So in that sense, you know, just gotta be mindful of that. And I don't want to just send my friend alone to my apartment, just be like, yeah, just go to my apartment, bye, and then I just stay in the... That's the dickish thing to do. We don't do that, so... I'm probably not gonna do any of the late night events, but honestly, even for like Fanime and stuff, I didn't really do... Well, actually, no, I shouldn't say that. I definitely did do late night stuff, like with ParkCon and stuff. But that was mainly because that was an extension of events that I did with my friends that happened earlier that night. So in a sense, it wasn't necessarily going for that, but it is nice just to have the option to be able to do that. And that was nice being able to stay near the convention center, because Fanime was the first time, despite the fact that I've been to a lot of those kind of conventions, that was the first time that I stayed in a hotel that was like literally right there in that area. Because most of the time before, it was either I was staying at a friend's place that was kind of a little bit further away, or it was like a one-day convention, so it's like, okay, well, you know, whatever, it's not anything. But it was definitely kind of a fun little experience, just being able to kind of, you know, being able to do later night stuff and having that knowledge of being, or having that ability to be able to be like, hey, I can just go to my hotel that's like right next to convention center, and it's like I don't have to spend like 20 plus minutes having to kind of go through like public transit or like kind of driving or all that stuff to get over there. It's a nice luxury for sure. Definitely underrated AF. And unfortunately with Off-Kai, I won't really have that luxury because my hotel bookings, the hotel booking for that, you really need to be on top of that, and I was not. So I had to get a hotel that was kind of a little bit further away. I think it's like 10-15 minutes by like the train, not the train, the light rail, not the BART, but their version of their light rail. So not far away, but like still kind of a little bit inconvenient. Oops. But you know, that's okay. Oh yeah, wait, there's one thing. I was trying to think, it's like, I feel like there's something I was going to talk about that I forgot about. And yeah, this is it, the World Cup. Yeah, I was at the, because I have streamed since I was at that game on Wednesday, South Korea versus South Africa. But I think both of those streams were streams where I was focused on the game rather than me talking random stuff, so this is the first time I'm actually going to be able to talk about it. Yeah, that sucked. Man, I don't know why I really had any I was just like, oh, South Africa isn't that good. Like, they weren't that good against Mexico when I watched that game. Surely they should be able to at least pull off a tie. Because that's the thing, like, South Korea just needed a tie to advance to the knockout stages, guaranteed. Like, they'll get second place. There was no way for them to get first place because they lost to Mexico. Which is fine, it's like, okay, that's whatever, at least we can get a chance to get to knockout stages, but of course they lose to South Africa 1-0, and put themselves in this situation where now, actually speaking of, how are their matches going, because like now I have to see, they are not in a good position right now. If it comes, there is actually a situation where they might not make it, even getting third place here, because the top 8 third place teams make it, and there's a 12 groups, yeah. So more likely than not, there is a chance, but let me look. Okay, I don't know. I don't remember the exact situations needed, or come on. Why is this site so shit? Let's check real quick. Because yeah, we got one slate of games done, or we got 2 slates of games done. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, South Korea's out. They're out. They're out. That was the worst situation ever, because yeah, Congo, I think, needed to lose, but they won. Ghana lost to Croatia, which is also a worst-case situation, because, yeah, I think, let's see, 1, 2... Yeah, no, South Korea's out. Honestly, deserved. If they somehow made it to a group of 32, that would have not... There was no way. They did not deserve that. They played so shittily during that game. It's travesty. And I know the coach is definitely going to be fired, because there is no way they should have performed that poorly for how good of a... Like, they have good players. That's the thing. South Korea has good players. Like, obviously there's Son Heung-min, which is, you know, one of the best... Probably the best South Korean player, football player, soccer player ever. But you have other players that are playing in like European leagues, like the Premier League. You have Lee Kang-in, who's like, is he the one who's in PSG? There's like a player who's in PSG or Paris Saint-Germain who's like, I think he's a bench warmer, but like he would most likely start for like a lot of other clubs. They're really good players. So like the fact that they can't even make it to the knockout stages when teams like freaking Cape Verde and like, no offense to Cape Verde, but like Cabo Verde and like fucking Congo, Dominican, like that's just like, in like Bosnia, Bosnia, like, it's like, really? It's like, also South, yeah, it's just like, it blows my mind, man. South Korea football is just cursed. It's really sad. Yeah, wait, hold on. I think that means they're just eliminated now, right? Yeah, there's no way they can make it. Yeah, South Korea's out. It's over. It's already it's very over. That's sad. That's really sad, man. well, it's whatever. Honestly, good. That means I don't have to watch a match tomorrow, because if they did somehow make it, that means they would have had to play, tomorrow. And I honestly don't know if I really want to watch that, because that's, they probably would have gotten their ass kicked. So, RIP Korea. That's alright. The watch party was fun, though, and I did get to meet up with a friend who was there anyway, so we got to not party up in K-Town, but like, because this was over in Koreatown. And, you know, the vibes in Koreatown were still pretty good because Mexico won their game, and I think I mentioned before, when I went to the watch party in Koreatown where South Korea was playing Mexico, honestly, it was a majority Mexico fans. Like, I think it was like 2/3 Mexico, 1/3 Korea. That's kind of the vibe I got there, so, you know, good for them. Good for them. You know, honestly, I kind of want to cheer for Mexico, because if Mexico does somehow, and I don't think they will, because I don't think they're really that good. I don't say this as a salty fan, despite them winning all their games in the group. Like, they didn't look that unstoppable, per se. This is maybe a little bit of me being a salty kind of Copium fan speaking, but like, the only reason why they won against Korea was because of the one mistake that the goalkeeper made. Because yeah, otherwise, you know, it was just would have been a 0-0 tie anyway. So, but hey, you know, I'm still cheering for Mexico, because, you know, if they do win, the amount of the chaos that would be ensuing in this area would actually be really amazing. Granted, I think I will not be leaving the house, because I want to, I value my life, but it'll still be fun just to kind of see all the videos and stuff of people kind of celebrating, kind of similar to what happened with New York when the Knicks won. So we'll just have to see whether that happens. Honestly, more than anything, I think low-key the US kind of has a better chance of winning, especially since their bracket, from what I saw, is very weak. So, you know, I guess, you know, technically I am a US citizen, so I guess I'll cheer for the US, but I don't know, I just, you know, whatever. So, I just don't have the same passion for them as I do for, I guess, Korea and some of the other, not even other countries. This is Korea. This is patriotism, 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 whatever. You know, anytime there's like a national kind of event that happens, whether it's like the Olympics, World Cup, like when the World Baseball Classic happened, I remember watching the games there, because I was like, hell yeah, let's go Korea. Unfortunately, their pitching is absolute ass, so that was a rip, but you know, just gotta support the country, even if I'm technically not a citizen there anymore. Okay, honestly, this Tannhäuser is... Honestly, this one actually ended up pretty good for how shit not the trainings per se, but the team was, like, this stuff. Well, let's do it. Let's get that dirt. Or, sorry, turf. Let's eat that turf. Alright, everyone is in their respective races. Win. Oh, speaking of Forever Young, I did see that, it looks like they're going the route of, putting her in the Breeders' Cup Classic again, which is kind of fun. So, good luck to her, because I know that field is going to be absolutely stacked this year. So if she somehow pulls off the win again, that'll be really amazing. I did also see that there was another Japanese horse called Finger. It's a really interesting name. Who was the winner of the two? He was the winner of the first two races of the, I guess, the newly crowned Japanese Dirt Triple Crown. Like, I saw that their team, or his team, is putting him into a race in the US, and if he does well there, then he qualifies for the Breeders' Cup Classic as well. So, that could be interesting. We'll see. We'll see if Finger can pull off enough, and then, you know, who knows, maybe Finger can be the next Umamusume. It'd be such a... imagine if we have an Umamusume named Finger. That's, would not be the most unique... Well, I don't know. That would definitely be one of the more unique names for sure, but, I don't know. What is the most unique Umamusume name so far? I don't know. We have, like, ones like Vodka. We have, like, Mr. CB, which is funny because, like, it's a Umamusume named Mr. I mean, it makes sense in the context of the of real life, but I don't know. Yeah, off the top of my head, I can't really think because yeah, like I said, I used my brain power last night, but I'm sure there's much more crazier names. Title holder. That is a good one as well. Yeah, that's a nice strong one. I don't know. When you really think about it, a lot of horse names are just really weird, though, in general, right? Like Special Week, like that's an interesting one. Like Gold Ship. I think for me, the funnier ones are the ones that are just like kind of just actual like Finger and like yeah like Twin Turbo Title Holder, like ones that are kind of not per se like kind of ones that use crown names, or if they do, they use ones that are kind of like for example Gold. Well, I guess that's not really a crown name, but you got a lot of you know, a lot of options there. What about Narita Brian? That's a fun one too, because yeah, Brian. It's like calling this this Umamusume, this cute anime girl named Brian. It's like that's interesting. Yes, my name. Hello, my name is Brian. It's like okay, Brian. A lot of interesting ones. I was gonna say Believe, but then I realized that's not really a funny name. That's just more. It's just generic, not generic per se, but it's just like yes, Believe. No reason. That is a really good one. Yeah, that's. I think that actually might be the winner there. Because I remember, yeah, when I first saw that, I was like, that's such a weird name. It's like No Reason. Okay, interesting. A lot of fun jokes to be made about that. It's like, why'd you name her there like that? No reason. Okay. I am struggling to try and find any, because I think I've used up all this for now, so let me just put her in random skills that I don't really need. Good enough. Oh, wait. Yeah, whatever. Okay. But yeah, we are right now, well, with Takarazuka Kinen that happened, and I guess RIP to Croix du Noir for that, but congrats to Meisho Tabaru for that. I know that happened a while ago, but I don't think I actually really talked about it on stream, so I guess RIP to Croix du Noir, no Spring Triple Crown, but it will be interesting next year if Tabaru is able to avenge his father and somehow win 3 Takarazuka Kinens. But yeah, with that race over, now we're kind of at the point where it's just like, there's not really any races going on per se. It's time for all the Umas to do their summer training at the beach. Imagine if that was actually a thing. That was just kind of nice casual summer, yeah, nice summer break and all that. Okay, let me put Tannhäuser in her respective spots. Where are you? There you are. Okay. Yeah, another improvement. Nice. Oh, I can actually improve it a lot more. Hold on, what do I need to do for that? Wait, I had a US Shion. Wait, no. Wait, pause. Did I have a US Shion this whole time and I just didn't even know that? That's hilarious and also very unfortunate. Oh, I did. Why the fuck did I use this? Hold on. Am I stupid? The answer is yes, but like, am I stupid? Wow. How did I not know that I had that this whole time? That's really sad. Okay, well I guess that solves my issue there. What I did notice though is that I can still improve it further. How, you may ask, is I don't know, but... Oh, right, my special week, duh. Okay. Yeah, I know I can probably improve a little bit further. For the sake of... Okay. For the sake of getting... Oh, okay, apparently not. But then if I do this, I'm gonna have to... I was gonna say, I want... If I set this as my team and confirm and get my 500 carats, I can't reset it back to what it was, which is a little bit annoying. I'm just gonna hold off on that actually, and know that I have 500 carats in the bank somewhere, just in my savings account, in my imaginary savings account. Okay, we have 20-ish minutes until the, we have 16 minutes until the matchmaking is done. So there's Helios being all Helios. I think let's do one last run. I promised I wanted to do Bouquet run, so let's do it. Let's try and get Bouquet to be the best bucket that she can be. Miss Karin Bucket Door. You know, Bucket Door. Cousins with the Jungle Buckets. That's probably fine. Yeah, okay, let's do it. No. And here comes the pizza. No, I'm just kidding. Here comes the whammy, is that I don't have very good cards for the best strategy in this game, Pace Chaser, which is a big sad. Yeah, because I don't have... I mean, I do... Here's the thing. I do have Fine Motion, but it's not enough copies. And I have Tail, but not enough copies. If it comes down to it, I think this is the best I can do right now. So I guess we'll just go with that. Yeah. Alright, Bucket, show us what you can do. Show us your bucket. That sounds so wrong. Show me your bucket. Okay. You're racing in the Fair Millie and the Mare Filly. Why do I do this? I've been noticing I've been doing this a lot more lately, where whenever I speak words, I just mix up the first letters of stuff. Like Fair Millie, Mare Filly. Why do I do... Wait a sec. Is that new? Wait, hold on. Sorry. This is really a weird thing to get hung up on. Is this new, the color for the stats here? I don't remember that being different from... I always remember that being green, no matter who it was. Did they change that so it's different depending on the Uma? Or am I just stupid and I never noticed that? And that's been there for a while. I swear that has not been... Is that new? Okay, that is new. Good. Okay, I'm not going crazy. I was gonna say, because I distinctly remember that being, I distinctly remember that being green no matter who it was. So I guess they changed it depending on who the character is. That's interesting. When did they implement that? Did they just implement that? Because I don't... I feel like I would have noticed this for, Tannhäuser or, Laurel, because their colors are probably gonna be, like, pink and something else. That's interesting. Okay. I thought it went crazy there for a second. I was like, what? I've never seen this before. Okay, good. It's good to know that I'm not going crazy, yet. But that's interesting. Okay, that's cool. I like that. It's a nice little added personal touch, you know? Just, get the, nice little UI change. Is that for this scenario, or is that for all the scenarios now? I guess that's what I'm curious about. Maybe it's just... Well, even if it is just for this scenario, wouldn't I have seen this for... Am I that stupid? I have to go back to the VOD. Because I swear it was still the same when I was doing Laurel and the Tannhäuser. I don't know why it suddenly would have shifted. Unless an update just literally came out within the next 30... Actually, no, that is kind of... Is that a thing? An update comes out, like, literally, like... because I know updates can come out like 7:30, like they do come out 7:30 for when a new Uma comes out, but there's not anything that's going to come out that's in 13 minutes from what I see, so I don't know. I am confusion. Yeah, I'm really Smeckledorfed about that. I'm gonna have to, even though that's not a real word, but I'm very Smeckledorf. I'm just gonna have to I'll check later, because it's the simple things that blow my mind, but apparently this is blowing my little pea brain over here. Okay, I don't have the date event yet, which is fine, because I can just try and get that one to speed. And by that one, I mean Yanko. Alright, childhood friends over here. I do like the dynamic between the two Cottons. You know, you got the, and if you don't know, I'm a sucker for anything childhood friend, so that also helps. But, oh, they were roommates. Oh my god, they were roommates. I still don't have the date event, but that's fine, who cares? What I can do is I can do this. Try and get that. I'll take the Speedo. Okay, still no date event. I don't like that. And you know what I also don't like is that I don't have any energy. This is not ideal. This is very unideal. Oh, wait. 22. I'm gonna risk it. Okay, good. For a second there, I thought she failed it for some reason. Oh, thank you for the energy, I guess. Date event? That's fine, I guess, but it's not the date event, but I mean, I'll take it. I just checked. Yeah, Chuval has her signature cyan. That's interesting. Okay. Yeah, I really have to check the VODs earlier, because I was doing Ines fan runs earlier today, and I guess I wasn't really looking at the screen then, but like it didn't seem like anything changed on that end with like the UI, so or like the kind of the stats there. So this probably had to be been a recent change. Now whether recent means literally a few minutes ago, or earlier today, or earlier this week, I don't know, but I guess checking the VOD will confirm that. Yeah, that's fun, I guess. That's cool. Alright, bucket. Let's bucket it up. Oh, hell yeah, she's got the thigh highs. That's what we like to see. Nice bucket. Nice bucket. Okay. I'm very obsessed with buckets for some reason. I don't know why. Between Jungle Pocket and now this newly crowned bucket, we got the bucket duo. They're not even. I don't think they have any I don't know why they would have any. I don't know why they would have interactions. So I don't even think they have any in the first place. Between Bukador and Pocket, there would be none. They're so far apart in terms of years that they raised. I don't think they have any relationships in the family. So it's just my random crack ship, you know, Pocket and Bukador. Doesn't Pocket actually have some? And speaking of which, there's Pocket right now. Wow, that is actually really hilarious timing. I was about to say, doesn't Pocket actually have like some relationships with Dude, I need to go to sleep early today. I was about to type Jungle Pocket. You know what I was typing? I was beginning to type Jocket. That was what I was typing. What is wrong with me? Okay, Jungle Pocket. There we go. Yeah, because I remember reading through some stuff, and I thought it was kind of interesting that she had a relationship with Air Messiah. That's who it. But yeah, Fusaichi Pandora. I was like, that's really random. That they apparently have some interactions within the game. Air Messiah makes sense because apparently they had a fall together, but Fusaichi Pandora, I'm not sure about that one. Anyway, back to Pocket. Yeah, I'll take the stamina. Alright. I will still never get over the fact that when I was initially doing the stream with Bukador and the initial runs and the stories and stuff, I think what is it, the main story, not the main story, the her story. I think it was like chapter 1 or 2. There was that scene with the very famous scene with like her giving the flower, right, and like pretty much confessing to the trainer. And like in my mind, I was like, oh man, this is very romance coded. I don't know if this is but I don't know if this is like actually so. And then only to find out, oh, it's absolutely so, 100%. Wait, I just noticed, or I just looked at an old screenshot and the signature colors are there. Maybe I just never noticed. Also Bouquet's color is pretty unique. That's, am I going crazy? I don't know, Maybe this is something that has been here for a while and we just never noticed because everybody's colors are kind of samey. And yeah, Bouquet's is the one that she's brown, so it's like, it's kind of a rare color, so it's kind of more, it stands out a little bit more. Yeah, I could see that, yeah, because I guess if I wasn't looking carefully, I wouldn't really notice it, but I just happened to notice it right in that moment. I was like, wait a second, that's different. And I wouldn't be surprised if that actually was the case. You know, actually, now that I think about it, I think this isn't a new update. I think this actually has been here for a little bit, because I do remember when I was doing Ines runs, I think that actually was pink. And I think this would have been like earlier this month, so I think this is actually not a new thing. I think I'm just going crazy. The colors are there in your Bouquet VOD. Okay, so this is not a new one. I'm just going insane, and I just noticed this right now. Good to know. Good to know. Okay, time to go. Yep, I guess it's time to go make that appointment real quick. All right, all good. Guess I'll see you all in a couple of months after my stay at the hospital. Joking. Don't worry, I never noticed either. Yeah, that is interesting. I don't know how I never noticed that. All good. It's fine, I guess. I'm surprised none of us noticed that, actually. To the point where nobody was able to say, like, hey, this is not new. But I don't blame any of us, because, like, I didn't notice it either. Okay, I think I need to do... Have I done a date event yet? I have not. Let's change that. Alright. I am still of the opinion that I think Bukidor's racing outfit is one of the best racing, if not the best racing outfit in the game. It's so good. It's so good. I'm maybe not underrated per se. I've seen a lot of other people also complimenting it, but like, I think it's really good. I think what made it even better for me was somebody made the comment about how, like, if you flip her upside down, I think the design's like that because, like, if you look at it upside down, it looks like it's a bouquet of flowers. So it's like, wow, what a great touch. It's like, and same with the reason why she has the kind of the label there in her left ear, is because that's kind of also reminiscent of a bouquet of flowers. So very, very good. Very, very enjoyed. Very enjoy that. Do I? No, I don't. I don't need to. Wait, yes, I do. I do need to do a date. A dreams right here. Now I need to check the global. I'm curious. I don't think that's a thing, because like I said, I think this was a change. It's not a recent change, but it was a change. So I don't think. I mean, I could be wrong. Maybe this is a thing that actually is in. Maybe this actually might be a thing from the beginning, and I just never noticed it until now, about 5+ years after playing this game. Did you see the original illustration? It's so I did see it. Yes, that is also very good. Yes, I do love the original a lot of the OG illustrations. Global has it. Kita-san is orange red. Wow. Okay, so I am going crazy. How long has that been a thing? Hold on. I need to go back to maybe. Maybe I need to go back to like my first gameplay stream of the English Umamusume and see whether or not the colors are different there, and if it's always been like that. I don't think it's always been like that. Maybe that was an update in... I don't know. I'm going insane, yo. I don't know what's happening. This is this whole Mandela effect going on right now. Also, I think somebody just knocked on my door, maybe? I don't know. Whatever. I don't hear it again, so... That's fine. I'm moving out soon anyway. Not soon, but I'm gonna move out. I'm like 99... I'm like at a 95% chance of moving out of my place. Sole reason is that it's, Sole reason is that it's just expensive as hell, and I've been looking around at apartments and noticing it's way... Not way cheaper, but it's definitely, I can find a cheaper place and save hundreds per month. Like, that's not even an exaggeration. I could save so much more money. So I will definitely be doing that. Granted, moving sucks, and that's going to be a pain in the ass, but if it means that I save hundreds of dollars per month, of course I'm going to do it. Granted, it's probably going to be a bit of a downgrade maybe, unless I can find something really amazing, but... at least I live in the area now, so I don't have to, like, you know, like, worry about, oh, you know, like, scheduling tons of visits per day sort of thing like I did when I was initially planning to move here, so it's kind of nice that I don't have to worry about that. We're taking things for granted. It's hard to notice small things. It's true. Yeah, in the grand scheme of things, it's not that big, so, you know, I'm just legit... I'm just mildly surprised at the fact that it took me until now just noticing it, but... I think to Gabe's point, you know, a lot of the Uma's colors are kind of samey in a way. I mean, obviously, you know, you have the pink, you have pinks, you have, but Buke's especially, I think, stands out because it is brown here, so I think that's why it's kind of a lot easier to see it here. But it's kind of interesting, you know. It reminds me of when I was taking a psychology class, there was the famous. What is it? The not experiment, but there's like a video where it's like, oh, focus on what is it? The like there's like these groups of kids or whatever, and they're like tossing a ball around, and it's like focus on how many times the black ball was thrown, and then it's just like you do that, and then it's like, okay, well, you did it, but did you notice the gorilla walking around? And it's just like, wait, what? It's like, we didn't even notice that. And this is like, you look at it the second time, and there's this very obvious guy in a gorilla suit just walking around, and he's not even walking like behind the crowd of people who are tossing the ball. He is like in there. He is like getting in the way and all that stuff. But like, if you don't focus on that stuff, it's just like you just block it out of your conscience. So it's kind of like really interesting to see how that is. It was in global since day one. I just looked at my day one screenshots. Taiki is green and Urara is pink. You know, maybe I'm just gaslighting myself, but the more I'm thinking about it, the more I'm realizing this actually probably was a thing for a while. And I just never really commented on it or noticed it. Because in my memories, yeah, this actually might have been a thing. It's just that it's not as noticeable. So, and now it stands out a lot more. Yeah, same race silk, same style line, trained by the same dude, and same jockey, it will overlap. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like a lot of the Umas kind of have that same, yeah, they have the same kind of colors in that sense, so that's why it's like, it's not really that crazy of a change. There we go. Only thing I noticed were the signature color transitions. I mean, that's pretty... that one is a pretty obvious one. That one I definitely known from the start, like, what happens here, right? Yeah, that's obvious. Yeah, that is a nice touch, though. I do like the fact that they have that. Like, the depending on the Uma's colors, it's like, oh, it's like, it dictates how that transition is. Honestly, very similar to the transition I have on my streams now that I'm looking, which is not on purpose, by the way. I just chose the most kind of easiest transition I can find when I was first setting up streaming stuff, and I haven't really changed it since then. And it still kind of works, right? Like, you see like what we have here. I guess it's not the same now that I look at it, but kind of that, you know, same idea with the lines and stuff. If it works, it works. Okay. Guts. I'm gonna miss those goobers in the background in this scenario. Yeah, I do love all the little scenes that happen here. Like, for example, like Yonko's just teaching the others how to speak English. Today's lesson, I will have, and she's blocking the way. It's like, I'll have an iced honey with extra honey, please. Kind of fun. But I'm sure the new scenario will also have something kind of, not maybe exactly similar, but I'm sure the new scenario will have sort of kind of its kind of fun little not chibi, but like fun little kind of background stuff. Because I feel like every scenario kind of has something like that. Some more standing out than others, but they all have their kind of unique quirks and stuff, so it's kind of nice. I think I just may have just screwed myself over, but that's okay. I say I screwed myself over because I realized that I'm gonna only be able to do, well, not have to do dreams trainings, but like, there's no real good reason to skip out on a dreams training. Like, I think I've done it once before, but that was only because I don't even remember why, but I did it, but it didn't end up being really that good in the long term. At the end of the day, what you really gotta do is you really just gotta not do that. And actually, you know what? I say I messed up, but I think I actually did not mess up. I actually am fine. Because even though only 2 of them are the minimum, Yonko over here is as per usual, the Nepo baby, just way ahead of everybody else. And I think with that distribution, I should have enough for 455. I'm actually worried for nothing. And there we go. Very excellent. Very good. Very love to see it. Okay. I also realize it is past 8, so we could transition over to the CM race. And I think I might do that. So let me just mentally prepare ourselves to see how we did in the CM. The fruits of our labors over the past few weeks. See if we can. So let's save our progress on the bouquet run, and let's transition over to CM stuff. All right, here we go. What news do we have here? What is the news? New support cards and new Uma. Okay, yeah, the new scenario stuff. Okay. No. Okay. All right, here we go, lads and ladettes. Let's see if we can't pull off the win here in Group B finals. All right. Please give me easy competition. If it's mid US's, I'm gonna fucking crash out. Oh. No Almadai. Okay, no. Oh, y'all, we got. Oh my God, we got this in the bag, yo. Y'all, if I don't win this, I'm gonna quit streaming, because this is, what the hell is this? Brother, I guess all the good people may have, because like I said, I barely didn't make Group A, so this is an interesting one. Yeah, we got the Satono runner over here. We got both of the Satonos and the Gentle Donna. That's actually kind of interesting, though. That is actually kind of interesting. And then we got this one. Wow, I'm surprised. Okay, this is actually a very good matchup. Yeah, if we don't win this, I'm going to be very disappointed. Let's just watch it at this point. I don't want to watch it from Ines' viewpoint, because she's just going to be the front runner that we're not going to be able to see anything. I respect the Satono Oshi trainer. Yeah, I mean, honestly, respect to both of these guys, because other than the guy who has still, there were no meta characters in that, so, you know, honestly, good for them, but also, get ready to get your ass kicked. No, I shouldn't count my chickens. Alright, well, let's do it. I think the funny thing is, like, if that other guy didn't have still, we would have actually unique Umas for every... We would have, yeah, a unique Uma here in this field, which is really rare for CMs nowadays, so that's actually really amazing. Unfortunately, I just had to ruin it. Or, I don't know if he, she, or they, or I had to ruin it. One of us ruined it by bringing still. So now we gotta repeat. I'm kind of hoping Ines wins here so she can sing Miss Victoria. So I guess I'm cheering for Ines right now, but honestly, anybody can do here. Alright, let's do it. Let's get this bread, Ines, come on. And of course, Gentle Donna. I don't think I really ever talked about this, but Gentle Donna's costume is... Oof. I do like it for what it's worth. I'm not saying oof as a bad thing, I'm just like, man, her costume is good. Like, the open back, and this is maybe the gooner in me speaking, but like the open back outfits have always just been like very like, very, very good for me. I very much enjoyed them. I think another example of that, not necessarily open back, but like, kind of in that sense, the Mejiro Dobear swimsuit, not swimsuit, the summer dress alternate. Like that, if you don't know what that looks like from the back, it kind of has that open back kind of look as well. And there goes Arubu being cold. So, you know, that's pretty neat. I like that. But yeah, Gentle Donna has that for sure, and it's just like, mommy? Mommy? Okay. Anyway. Well, my still ain't doing too great. For some reason, she's decided to become an end closer, so that's not ideal. But that's okay, because we at least have Arubu, and Ines is still way in the lead. Actually, this way, I think Ines is going to win. Go, Ines, go! Did she activate, this is the final... Oh, there's still. Yeah, we got Arubu, and then we got still. I do, yeah. Both in the same background there initially, that's kind of fun. Okay, bye, still. Oh no, wait, somebody's accelerating. No, no, no. Oh, it's the other still. No, 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 no. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's bad. Okay. I think Ines just activated her... Wait, shit, it's actually close. No, no, no. What are you doing? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Wait, I think one of my characters just accelerated. Wait, what's happening? Wait. No. Wait. What's happening? What in the world just happened? That's, Interesting. Interesting. Okay, well, that's a rip. that's actually a huge rip. That's a very bad. Diamond got second. That's good. That's good. Oh my god. Have I ever told you how much I hate classic CMs? I feel like classic CMs are stupid. Okay, well, that was a kick in the balls right there. I don't know what the hell. You know, I think I do know what happened. I was worried that Still was so far behind, because she was 9th for pretty much a majority of that race, and so that already put her kind of out of the contest. Ines, I don't know what happened there, but like, and then Arubu, I don't know what happened with that, but I think the problem was that they didn't get enough good positioning kind of in the middle of the race there, and so they weren't in a good position to kind of accelerate over to the end. So. Alright, well, that's unfortunate, but it is what it is, you know. Let's go back to Bukador and hope to try and get something good here to end things off on a more positive note. It's okay, I didn't even qualify just because I just forgot. Yeah, I mean, it could be worse, right? Well, not really, because actually that was the worst that could have happened with B third. Less to not even qualifying in the first place, but it's all good. It's all good. It just gives me more motivation to actually do better for the next CM, which is God knows how well that's gonna go. But just the stamina race, just gotta keep going for the stamina. Okay. And I know I made the thing saying like, oh, if I don't get first here, I'm going to quit streaming. Obviously, that's a joke, y'all. Obviously, that's a joke. Actually, you know what? Yes, I will quit streaming. I'm going to quit streaming after Monday for the entire week. Ignore the fact that I was going to take off that week anyway because it's AX, but I'm just going to quit streaming for that week. Because screw me, I guess. This is what happens. I've made the declaration. I'm gonna quit streaming for the week. just put a big asterisk there. Everybody loves a nice asterisk. Those are always fun, especially in sports. Sports with asterisks, so it's all really great. You know, it's like a home run record. Barry Bonds. Oh yeah, 76. Is that what it is? I don't know the exact number. Star because you know steroids, but you know asterisk. It's like, what is it? Like the Dodgers when they won the World Series in 2020. Low-key bit of an asterisk because of the shortened season. Only for them to win anyway in the last 2 years, so, you know, for what it's worth, that's fine now. We love a good Mickey Mouse Championship. Yeah. Speaking of baseball, how are the Brewers doing right now? It's trying to depress me even more if they lost, which is not really that whatever, but especially since Korea didn't even make it past the round of 32. Last time I saw they were losing 2-1, and it looks like they lost 8-2. What the fuck happened? How did they lose 8-2? Hello? I mean, it's fine, they won yesterday. Who the fuck gave up this much runs? Oh, Chad Patrick. Oh, that's a big yikes. Well, that's unfortunate. Oh well. Oh, and hey, there we go. I qualified to get 150 carats. That's awesome. Too bad it's for the freaking wrong version, but if only. That would be nice. Add some carrots to my bank. In fact, here, let me do this right now. Let me just to see if that works. Yeah, there we go. Give myself some carrots. Like I said, if only that works IRL. I'm training. Who am I training? Bukador. Okay, so yeah, this will be good. I'm like, I need to think. Am I training a pace and late? And if I'm not, then no. Because Ote is a skill. Ote is a skill. Out of all the skills, it is one of them. Alright. Victorian Mile. Okay. Man, I don't like any of this. If I have to be honest. How many data events do I have? 2. Okay, that's good for the senior year. I guess in terms of the skill points, this is probably the best one. Not a good skill boost, but that's fun. Ah, speaking of ramen, yeah, I'm curious because I've like I said, I think I've been watching a bit of the cutscenes, but I don't actually know gameplay wise. Like, and I don't know if the previews have been talking about what the gameplay is going to be like. The only thing I do know is that apparently the old SSR Tazuna and Light Hello cards actually do give a little bit of a boost. Granted, it's not as big as a boost as the new Tazuna, but it is kind of fun to see that, you know, they are at least, you know, making those cards kind of useful. Like many years after their use was after they were kind of, you know, the most useful, but that was kind of fun, you know, see that. But yeah, I'm curious to see how this scenario is gonna kind of play out. I want to see how does eating ramen help create powerful Umas, because if that was truly the case, then Fine Motion would be the greatest of all time, so I don't know how, I don't think those claims are really that true, but who knows, maybe she just hasn't found the ultimate ramen yet, you know, the ramen to rule them all, to truly make you the best that you truly can. You know, you want to be the very best, like no one ever was. To catch them is my real... Wait, what? Oh shit, I forgot the lyrics. Want to be the very best like no one ever was. To catch them is my real test. To train them is my cause. I mean, that is true. I'm a trainer, so yeah, gotta train them all. Gotta train them all. Umamusume. Okay. Right. Wasn't there something with Pokemon? Yeah, I was like, speaking of Pokemon, wasn't there something with Pokemon recently? Or am I just... I don't think so. Because I think the I know... There's been, like, slight news about, what is that, that new Pokemon game? The one that's gonna come out way later. Winds and whatever, I don't know the exact name of it. The new mainline game. Granted, I've not played a mainline Pokemon game since Sword and Shield, and then I just kind of quit because I'm like, I cannot with this. But I didn't play Scarlet Violet. I haven't even played the new Legends game, Legends ZA, despite the fact that I was kind of interested in it. I mean, I've heard decent things, but also I've heard mixed things as well, so... I don't know. You know, maybe one of these days. It could also be a streaming game, you know, that is the possibility. It might be one of those that has to be like a long series thing, but given the pace that we're going with Omori, I don't think that's ending anytime soon. Not that that's a bad thing, I am enjoying that. And yesterday... Well, yesterday there weren't any, like, big bombshells. I think, honestly, last week had some pretty crazy moments for sure. But this week is just more kind of Undertale. I think Undertale was sorry, not Undertale, it's Deltarune, god. Deltarune, Thursday's Deltarune stream was quite the adventure in many a way. I forgot what it's like to enjoy... I don't even think good romance. I think it's just romance in general. Because I used to be like all about like romance, like anime and manga and stuff, and I used to be a sucker for all those. I say used to as if I still don't really read them, but like I just haven't really watched as many shows. I've been kind of trying to read some more stuff, but I don't know. It's been a while since I've been like, ooh, you know, like in that feeling. You know, that's the shit that gets me. So I don't think I got distance there, but that's okay. I'm not really training her for any specific distances. I'm just training her to be the best. No. Talking about Almond Eye. Talking about the Almond Eye. Yeah, that'll be nice. Man, Flowery. Speaking of which, I need to go back and watch that the freaking intro again, because I think the first time that showed up, I was just more in shock than anything, and so I didn't actually really comprehend it. So I want to go back and watch it with the context of knowing everything that happens. Obviously, it's going to change some stuff, but it'll be interesting to see what... Interesting to see with that different lens and point of view. Alright, Bucket. Show us your moves. Alright, nice Bucket. Very good Buckets over here. I do need to do a date events in... Well, actually, I can't. Can I? I don't know. I shouldn't say can I, it's more like do I have enough turns? Because I think I've used... I have not used both of my... Okay, well, never mind. That's fine, we don't need to do all the daily events. That's not as important as using all the dreams trainings. The dreams. Gotta have dreams. I'm sure everybody has dreams out there. Hopes and dreams. Another very good, speaking of Deltarune, kind of adjacent, because, you know, Undertale Deltarune. Very good song. Yeah, I mean, that's obviously one of the biggest strengths. I mean, Toby Fox, I mean, that's the thing, right? It's like... I don't really have too much of a, I guess, knowledge about his background, but I do know that he has done kind of the soundtracks and stuff, so, from what I remember. So, of course, that's going to be a big strength of the game, which it is. You know, Undertale had some bangers for sure. Same with Deltarune, definitely. So... Okay, 17. I don't think that's going to be enough for my current situation, which is trying to get to 858. Oh, I was one short. Ah, biscuits. Ah. Insert other phrase here. I've been using that a lot more in real life now. Like, I know, I think I started using that as a joke, like the phrase "aw biscuits." I don't even think I got it from anything. I legitimately think I may have just made that up on my own. Although that may be wrong. Maybe I did come up with that from somewhere. Biscuits and gravy. I think yeah, it's an offshoot of like biscuits and gravy, but like I don't think that's it from anything either. I could be wrong. Maybe it's from something. Either way, but now I've started using it in real life, and it's just like. Nobody's called me out on it yet, but like I'm waiting for the day somebody's like, "What did you just say?" And it's just like, "What? You crazy motherfucker? What did you just call me?" Like, okay, no. Whenever that happens, it'll happen. But for now, I'm getting away with saying that in that situation. It's nice to come up with something original, you know. I feel like a lot of the things I say are either Vine quotes, SpongeBob references, or some other thing from media that I consume. Not that that's a bad thing, but, you know, sometimes it is. Sometimes I do feel like maybe it might be nice to be a little bit original. That's where my, I hope that my improv classes come into play. What is happening here? Why are they so distressed? What is going on? Kiseki ga hora... Oh, they're watching a horror thing? Or something about a horror manga? I don't know, I didn't read the full context of that. Oh, is this a story that, or is this the, because I remember reading stuff about Bukidor, and one of the things is that she's not really that, affected by horror. In fact, that she feels more sympathy for the ghosts than anything. Is this a story? Oh, and Kiseki's immediately okay. Is this a story that kind of goes into that? Oh, Hawaii. Or like she finds them cute or something? I don't know, it's like something like that. She like either sympathizes with them or like finds them cute in a way. Yeah. I'm surprised that I'm still... Well, I'm not surprised that I'm getting new story events, but... there you go, I guess. Man, we are not in a good situation. I'm gonna take a bit of a risk here and hope that I get something better for non-dreams from these last 4 turns. I just realized we have the team here where everybody's wearing boomers except for Ebayan, because Ebayan's a necessity in these trying times. I thought my game froze for a second. We're fine. Okay. See, there we go. That's better. I still feel like I can be slightly better, but I guess I'll just take it. The other thing about the new scenario is, like, I wonder how power crept it's gonna be. I feel like it definitely, it feels like from the last 2 or 3 scenarios, it does feel like there has definitely been like a level of power, and I feel like that's generally the case for like a lot, all the scenarios in this game. But I do feel like there's a little bit of a less power creep when it came to like between the periods of like the cooking scenario and whatever scenario came out before. I think the athletic festival, because right, those were the ones that were supposed to be like specific to like distances, which didn't really pan out in the grand scheme of things, but that was the idea that they were trying to go for there. And ever since then, it's just been like, okay, well now it's like let's just scrap that idea. Never mind this. We're just gonna have this new scenario be applicable for everybody, no matter what. I'm sure it's going to be another case of where it's going to be a lot easier to get kind of these higher ranks, so it's going to be a lot easier to get, if I don't get a US, then I'm going to be very disappointed, and we're going to be seeing a lot more people getting LGs and stuff, because I know we've already gotten trainers that have made LG Umas. Granted, of course, those are like inflated ratings, so not good for competitions by any means, but still, nevertheless, kind of impressive to see. Alright, well, got that, got the win, got the breeding. We have breeded the cup. We have successfully breeded the cup. I don't think this is going to be a US. Well, actually, hold on, let me look at yeah, no, definitely not. It's a high score for sure, because I think I only got like a UB9 the last time I did the Cotton run, or Bukador run. But not a high score, which is fine. Whoops. We're just here to casually casually train our favorite characters. Maybe I shouldn't say favorite characters. We're here to casually train a set of characters that we have chosen for reasons. What are those reasons? CM team. No, not CM team. Sorry, Stadium team. Why do I keep mixing that up? Stadium team. Which is funny, for reasons I've already talked about earlier. Doinkus. 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 And look at that. A lot of skill points. Isn't that peachy? Now time to use them on stuff that I don't think is going to be really that useful. Or maybe it is. I don't know. It would help if I knew what each skill was, but I'm just willy-nilly picking because I don't know what I'm doing. Hooray! Alright, bucket. What do you got for me in your bucket? UA1. I mean, that is slightly better than the one I made, but man, from UA9 to UA1, a downfall. But whatever. Okay. So, overall, what a good... there she is, alright, right there too. Overall, good start, not so good finish. Just like most of my life. Oh my god, look at all this stuff that I got here. Oh yeah, the shame. The shame I brought to my family. My new friends. Speaking of which, I need to probably call out my... oh yeah, I need to call out some of my follower list. Some inactives. Okay. But I think that's pretty much going to do it for me today. Like I said, this is probably going to be a shorter one. And we'll see whether or not I'm up for the new scenario immediately after. But more than likely, I think we're going to do a Rare Monday stream. So I'll just start working on that. So probably no stream tomorrow. But with that, we'll now transition over just chatting. Just like in the Uma. So yeah, thanks all so much for joining on this casual Uma time. Unfortunately, the CM run did not go as expected, but you know, that's life. You know, sometimes you think you're in a good situation, and then it turns out it was a car crash waiting in disguise. It is what it is. But I'll see you all hopefully, I think Monday, as I think I've decided at this point. So tune in for a rare Shino the Penguin Monday stream as we navigate the new ramen scenario, and hope y'all have a good rest of your weekend, as I won't be seeing you until after all that. Yeah, have a good rest of your Saturday night, or whatever time day may be. This has been Shino the Penguin. In case you didn't know, I say that all the time, and I'm like, I find that funny because it's like, my name's right there, and it's like, I don't know why anybody wouldn't know that, but that's just my outro. This is how I am. This is my life. I don't even have an outro, really. It's just me kind of rambling on until I figure out what to do in terms of saying goodbye, and then I press my little press the little video play like this, then I say goodbye, and then I'm like, okay, see y'all later, and then I sign out, and then I go to the be right back screen like this, and then, or no, just kidding, that's not the right screen. See, I don't even know what I'm doing. I go to this screen, I go to the thanks for watching screen, and then I say, alright, see y'all later, goodbye, have a good one, and then I leave. So see ya.